Hey guys, how's it going? Back here again playing with this thing. Now I did a couple of things off camera, nothing major, but mainly removed all the bits that they'd put on it. Feel a lot better about it now, even though it doesn't have any grills in it, but they're better than what was in there. We put some oil in it, put some diesel in it, primed up the diesel pump. I checked to make sure none of the plungers are blocked, and they don't seem to be. So that's all good. Motor wouldn't turn over by the starter, so we've switched out starters, and that seems to have rectified that problem. We just hot wired, battery straight to starter, because I don't think there's much in the way of electrics in this thing. That's about it, really. Yeah, removed their silly PTO cover thing they had. PTO shaft actually looks quite nice. Must be engaged at the moment. I think they were using this as like a linkage tractor more than a PTO tractor. I think they were planting spuds and stuff like that with it. So that would make sense. Yeah, I suppose the next thing to do is see if it goes. I'm really hoping it does. They did say it had a fuel problem, but the pump inside looked pretty dry, quite clean, so I put some oil in it. But we might have issues in there, maybe, I don't know. But fuel's on. I bled it up to the pump, not to the injectors. So I've got a sneaky suspicion, I think it might go, but we'll see. Alright, so I think down is full compression, I think, on these ones. I don't know, I've never had one of them. I think that's full compression. And I think up on the start, on the throttle lever is idle, so we'll give her a little bit. Now, I don't like this setup, but we don't really have many other options at the moment. There's no point buying wiring and bits and pieces if this thing, doesn't go. So hopefully this battery doesn't explode on me. Well, it's got compression, that's a start. I really should have gone full on the rack. It lives. It makes bad noises though. I wonder is there any bearings left in it? Okay. Oh, I wonder was that the starter making that noise, because the starter is engaged. Maybe. Do we dare start it again? Well then, I'm going to have to ponder on this a little bit before I do anything else. Alright, I'll have a think about it. I'll bring you back. Alright, back again after having a big long hard think and pondering life and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Pulled, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but GoPros are not renowned for this, but in that oil, I don't know if you can see the sparkly bits. It's been run out of oil. It's got that horrific oil leak. They've run it with no oil, I'm pretty sure, which is a bummer. I also saw somebody just drip off it then. Yeah. Don't know. Ooh, that bolt's cross-threaded. That's lovely. Just what I need. So, moving forward, it does run. It's not seized, but the bottom end's probably toast. But now, I reviewed the footage. It sounded a lot worse in person than it sounded on the footage from what I can hear through the GoPro. It developed this huge knock that really was a bit scary. Not so much for personal safety, but more the fact if the rod comes out the side of the block, this tractor's toast. There's no point fixing it, because it'll be just a mismatched, just early model Fordson. It'd be better off used as parts. But if the block's intact and the block's usable, I have all the other bits to make it work. There's another whole engine over there in the Super, because it's the same model engine. It's 1 year difference. That's 1 year newer than this. That motor, it doesn't have massive death knocks in it. It just has very little compression. I do have other crankshafts. I've got other con rods there. I'm not spoilt for heads on these early ones, nor am I spoilt for the later ones either. I don't really have much in the way of heads or good blocks. But rotating assemblies, I think I've got enough there. I could make something work. But you can buy new crankshafts still. So, do we fix it or do we part it? That is the question. Also found that bloody wheel nut isn't tight. So yeah, that's our two options. Now, I don't owe a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money invested in this. I'd be very upset if I did. So, if I bought a rebuild kit with a crank, we're going to have hose kit, oils, get the injectors done. You're probably going to be into it for about $3,000 Australian, which is about what it'd be worth if you could jump in it, hit the key, drive it and do a day's work. especially if, you know, you can say, look, it's got a brand new engine in it, it's all hunky-dory, runs like a top. That's a good selling point for these. They're not really a big money spinner, which I think I mentioned before. Like if you had a really, really nice one that was all repainted, 7 to 10. But is a sort of like 10, I don't think you'd sell it, but it's probably sort of what it was worth. But I've seen them full ground up resto ones that look really good. Whether or not they are or not, I don't know. I've never went and looked at them, but yeah, they tend to go for like about 7,000. So yeah, we've still got other issues like the front end, whether or not what the go is there. Like, is it the wrong axle? Is it just the wrong wheels? You know, have to have the radiator done, full wiring kit, all the oils. In this day and age, oils are quite expensive when you've got to put 60 litres of oil on the back end of one of these things. Might check the gearbox oil at some point while I'm up here too. Yeah. So I'm not giving up on it just yet, but I'm having a long hard think about it. What I think might end up happening, we'll probably finish off the super, get that to mechanically good, not painted or nothing, have that running nice and, you know, capable of working, and then we might get this one to that same sort of stage, and then later on, this is probably 2 years sort of time frame. Then after that, once they're all mechanically schmicko, maybe we'll blow some paint on them. I don't know, depends on how things go. Might end up painting all three, I don't know. But yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, but it does run. But I'm not going to start again, because yeah, if that one of those bearing caps comes off and the rod comes outside the block, well, that's it. She's all over. I could put another engine in it, but yeah, I think the biggest draw card for me for this tractor is it's a matching numbers tractor. I don't have any matching number tractors. So I think, yeah, that's the big draw card for me. It is all original. Well, as far as I can tell, it's original. I think that fuel tank's off another tractor, but that's here nor there, really. Yeah, so that's the update on this thing. I was hoping to be able to sit here and listen to it run for a bit, but I think that might end up in death for it if I do that. Here's those grills. They don't look too bad. They're a bit bent. Well, that one's a bit bent. They are seized up, but good dose of WD, and I reckon you can get them moving again. Grills, yeah. There's a few little things here, like they've drilled these holes in it to hold that mesh in there, but by the time you put proper grills back in it, you won't see that. That tab's a bit bent, needs straightening. But yeah, it's nothing overly horrid now, but I did use the crank handle. I put a shifter on it and rolled her over a few times, so that does work. It'd be nice if I had a proper handle for it. Yeah, well, I think that's about it. This one's going to be a short one, this one. Ended in a bit of sadness, but not in disaster, so yeah, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what your thoughts are. I always like to hear from people. A few more subscribers would be nice. I'm not begging for charity or anything, but more subscribers would be really good if you're thinking about it. Yeah, so I haven't given up on this yet. We'll see what happens in the future, but it might not be in any near future at the moment. Got a lot of things on the go outside tinkering with tractors. So yeah, this might just get mothballed for a while, but we'll see. We might pull in, you know, might pull that motor apart and find the same thing might happen as what happened to the Power Major. You pull the liners out and it pulls the O-ring groove out of the bottom of the block, and then block's toast. We don't know. Until you get all apart, you don't know what the block's like. It might not be salvageable. It might have spun all the main bearings. Don't know. So, anyway, have fun. I'll see you guys in the next one.